5 minutes. I don't know if you want the short version or the long version. The interesting thing about half my career has been in athletics and about half in running 3 major chambers of commerce before I joined Lake Sumter Community College. So I've had the chance to either work with or observe probably 5,000 or more businesses, all shapes, sizes, from the smallest mom and pops to some of the biggest companies in America. And on customer service, I've always been intrigued because there's really 3 aspects to customer service: before the sale, during the sale, and after the sale. And my wife and I are big in antiquing, and there ought to be a customer service section just for antique shop owners, because I don't know how many of you have been antiquing, but oftentimes you go into an antique shop and they won't even acknowledge you. Or they'll be on the phone talking to you the whole time you're in the store. And but you know, I had a good friend in Fresno when I ran the chamber there that owned a series of stores similar to Macy's. Gottschalk's was the name of the stores, and his name was Joe Levy. And I said, Joe, what's the most important? Give me a couple of the important aspects of retailing. He said, cleanliness and lighting. So we start on customer service. You want to walk into an area, I don't care whether it's your office or what, that's well lit, that's clean, gives all the appearances that you really care about the customer. And then, of course, once you get to the sale, how you're treated. I've got to tell you, I have dealt a lot over the years with both Home Depot and Lowe's, both great stores. But I really got discouraged a couple of years ago that Home Depot's customer service, to my mind, had really slipped. And I was pleasantly stunned, and I mean really stunned, with the Home Depot here in Leesburg, that there's been an epiphany at Home Depot from the top down, because I walked into Home Depot in Leesburg and was stunned at the customer service pleasantly. Everybody spoke to you with a smile on their face. They looked you in the eye. Can we help you? It was a dramatic change over, and they kind of reverted back to what they were years ago when they started growing and got to be successful. So how you're welcome to begin with, of course, how you're treated during the sale. And of course, I love the cashier that she hands you the receipt. She says, thank you for shopping with us. And no smile. And then, of course, after the sale, if there is any kind of a problem, I love to reach a live body. Sometimes when I get in those automated systems, I will hit any button that gets me to a live body. I don't care what department. Very frustrating, and I wish companies would realize that's not real customer service oriented. And then one of the interesting things, if you fly Southwest Airlines, you will likely get an email after you land saying, thank you for flying with Southwest Airlines. And I could spend probably a good hour talking about the customer service aspects of Southwest. On organization, as far as organizational structure and effective employee training program, my high school coach gave me some of the best advice that I ever had in my coaching years. He said, you don't tell a kid what to do, you show him. And if I told a bunch of wide receivers to run a curl pattern, I'd get 18 different varieties of curl patterns. You've got to show them what you mean in running a curl pattern. I think too often in our own businesses, we tell people what to do instead of showing them what to do. And so it's just a good thing. One of the things that you see, probably the best training programs, are in the fast food industry. Everybody at McDonald's pretty well knows what their role is, and they carry out the role. You don't see anybody wandering around in McDonald's as an employee. They all have a job to do. They're typically well trained. And the other thing about the training is, from a coaching standpoint in basketball, for instance, all your players need to know their role. You don't want your best rebounder taking the three-point shot. So know your role in corporate training. The last is as far as continuous business learning and improvement. There's a saying in baseball, yesterday's hits don't win today's ball game. you constantly have to be looking how to improve yourself. I remember I was visiting with the top people at Publix a couple of years ago, and they used to tell me about how Sam Walton, who was a graduate of my high school, would drop in regularly to Publix and pick their brain about the grocery business. Do you wonder why? And now we see the super Walmarts, they now are the biggest grocers in America. Thank you.